Hello, Mike Bradley here. Hope you are doing well as always. Now, what you're about to see, I sang first, worked it out on the guitar, and then played the guitar solo, what you're about to see. So all will be revealed once you watch the next clip. Enjoy. So yeah, like I said, everything I played there, I sang first and then worked it out on the guitar. So just to backtrack a little bit, I put together a backing track. I just started, creating a backing track. If you want to get that backing track I was playing over, if you head over to my Patreon page, a link will be in the description box below, you can get that backing track. And I'll be talking more about that in a minute as well, because it'll be cool to see some stuff with that. So anyway, I put that backing track together and I thought, oh, this is quite cool. And I started just jamming over it and I thought, I'm not really feeling it. And I thought, hang on a minute, let me just sing some ideas. So I recorded some on my phone, okay? So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna play some now so you can see what I mean. I should stress, some of it might not be in tune, but the phrasing was there, all right? And I knew where I wanted to go. I just couldn't sing as high as I wanted to do. So I was listening to the first bit. I didn't record every single one because as I was going, I was kind of working it out. But the first couple we can have a listen to. So let's check this one out, which I think is the first one. And you can see where I was trying to go with it. Okay. So that beginning bit is exactly what I did. Let's listen to that again. So that was exactly what I did there. So let me get a guitar. So that first solo was going bow bow now. So then I kind of found the note. And then I was doing, and I like those kind of muted notes. I guess one could call them like chicken picking kind of stuff, So I'm actually playing the note a few times there. And then I went, so I'm kind of sliding 7 to 9 on the full string, and then going to 9 on the third string. So I'm not going what you would usually do going down the scale, what I might have done if I was just jamming, kind of being linear. There's a bit more kind of intervallic going on there. So that first bit, I had that going on. So that's all pretty much E minor pentatonic shape 4, really. But it's just the phrasing of it. So the riff, what key did I do it in? So Really, really cool. All right. So that's what I got there just by humming it or scatting it, whatever you want to call it. And I just sat there and worked out the notes. Whatever key I was trying to sing in. Quick note as well, if you want to know what pedals and stuff I was using for the solos, I'll put all that in the description box below, because that could be a video in itself, but I will put solo 1 and what pedals I use and stuff like that. If you would like to check that out, I'm sure you would. Right, let's check out another one which I managed to record on my phone as well. So let's check this out. So yes, I could hear I wanted to go high, and in fact I need to change guitars because I ran into I remember trying to work this one out, and I do a little tapped solo at the end, and I needed a 22nd fret guitar, and my Bradcaster only has 21 frets guitars. 21 frets? It's a 21 fret guitar. So let me put my Les Paul on. So with this one, I really like this, and again there's a lot of that kind of percussion kind of thing going on, which as I mentioned earlier, you know, could be like a chicken picked kind of influence, but I'm not actually doing chicken picked, I'm just kind of muting the strings and getting that kind of sound. So this one is the second solo, I think, and I did this complete setup here. I've got the Les Paul, I've got my Seymour Duncan 805 going into the Vertex Ultraphonics, into the Fender Supersonic amp. So I started off on this kind of that going on, right? So it's all kind of E minor, shape 1 pentatonic, well, E minor pentatonic with but some minor scales going on as well. So we've got a kind of unison bend, and I've got that just going up the scale, and then I remember I wanted that, I did that as up picks, because I wanted that bow, 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 very static kind of sound. Not static, it's kind of the wrong word, but percussive kind of sound. And an up pick, as opposed to a down, down is usually a bit more forceful. I wanted it kind of more punchy kind of sound. You know, which you kind of get on an up pick. So I'm going 12 on the second string, 14 on the third, 12 on the third, and then 11 on the third. And that's your kind of minor scale note. And then down, down. Okay, that kind of, so it's all kind of pentatonic again. 12, 14, 12, 14 on the 5th, 12, back to your root note on the 14th fret there. So that's kind of being played normal, quite a bit of force, and that's all muted there, okay? And then I did this bit, which again is pentatonic, it's just how you're playing it. So I'm sliding 12 to 14, then going down the scale, 12, 14, 12, 14, and then to the minor third, there the 12th fret third string, and then that idea again, which is quite cool. Okay, so we got alright, a bit slower. Okay, got that. Alright, and I think you can sometimes hear me kind of, that kind of percussive kind of idea, which a lot of guys on acoustic would usually do, but I'm doing an electric here, just to add that, you know, I'm just a heavy hitter, you know, so. Alright, and then we got this bit which I couldn't sing because I couldn't go that high, obviously, on my phone's recording there, but I could hear in my head where I wanted to go. Okay, so I wanted that with a rare tapped. If you're a regular viewer to me, and if you're not, hit the subscribe button and the bell button. But if you are a regular viewer, or if you're not, I'm not really a tapper, but I did do a bit of tapping in this, and even some pick taps, which I'll talk about in the next segment. But here, you know, again, it's all pretty much pentatonic, mixing the major and minor a little bit here as well at one point. But it's the phrasing I'm doing here, and phrasing is everything. And I might not have done this if I just went for it, but because I vocalized it first, you know, if you think of all, you know, guitar players, a lot of times we listen to other guitar players and we take influence from other guitar players. So then we just all kind of start sounding like other guitar players, which is great. I love guitar players. We all love guitar players. But it's very cool at the same time to take influences from other instruments or other musical things, be it your vocals or, you know, listen to a sax solo or something, you know. A couple of times I've done some gigs in the past where I've done The Going Gets Tough by Billy Ocean, and I've done the solo to that, you know, and it's a wicked, I'm not going to play it now, could probably copyright will hit me, but, you know, it's a wicked solo, that sax solo, you know. And the same thing with Time of Your Life, Dirty Dancing song, Time of Your Life, you know, I've done that, you know. Or, you know, listen to, you know, Aretha Franklin do a vocal run or something and try and transcribe that, see what she's singing, you know, because they're not, a vocalist isn't thinking in terms of boxes. Like, I've got my pentatonic box, so I'm gonna do that, you know. They're just feeling it, man. And it's the same thing here, you know, when I was, you know, I was just hearing that kind of percussive rhythmic thing. All right, so thought I'd just better mention that. So in case you want to get this now lick, which I made up with my mouth, so I'm sliding 12, 14, and I'm kind of sliding with my second finger there, and going 12, 14 on the third string. And then similar idea, 12, 14, sliding on the third string, and then 12, 15 on the second string, and I'm really digging in. And then I'm going to go on the third string, 14, slide to 16, and then 15, 17 on the second string. And then I'm going to go second string, 15, slide to 17, and then 15, 17, pick, pick, down, up, so. And then I'm doing 17 to 19, and then we're going to hammer on 17 to 19 on the first string. So when I put that together, and the reason we're hammering on is that, I don't know why, that must have just been instinctive to do that. I hammer on and I'm tapping with my second finger on the 22nd fret on the first string. And then with my left hand, you're bending, keeping your right hand tapped note on. And I'm adding vibrato with the left hand. So then this 22nd note, this D note is ringing out, but I'm adding sustain with my left hand there. So you get that. I remember before I kind of rolled camera and I was working this out, I had the Strat. And I was like, oh, what am I hearing? What am I hearing? And I realised I needed 22 frets. Hence why I ended up changing to this. And obviously it's a slightly different sound and all that kind of stuff. So that's that solo. I really like that. So slowly, if I can. You got that. Now I thought I'd just show you another bit. At the last bit there, I did the bow, bow, ba-da, 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 down. So I didn't record this on my phone, unfortunately. This was just kind of on the fly. That idea, you know, I've got an E, and I'm sliding off, and either hitting an octave lower E, little kind of scale run, and hitting another E. And I remember I just went bow, bow, ba-da, 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 down, down, you know, and I just worked out bow, bow, I'm hitting E's, bow, 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 bow. And I suppose now looking at it, very, not very, but a little bit Steve Vai influenced, I guess, you know, maybe something he would do. I don't know. It was just something what my head wanted to do. And that's the point of it. I wasn't thinking of another guitar player. I just had that riff going, bow down from the backing track, which you can get from my Patreon page, if I didn't mention already. Had that backing track going, and I was just singing over it. Now, one thing I did hear in my head was this picked, tapped solo, which I had never really done before. I might have toyed around with the idea, but I couldn't work out if I wanted to do, you know, a conventional tap or an actual pick tap. And I think it was the pick tap what I was hearing in my head. Now, you probably saw I had a lady's hair scrunchie. It doesn't have to be a lady's, it can be anyone's. So I'm going to put this on, and this was mainly because to mute out unwanted strings. All right, a lot of people have kind of string muters and things like that. I very rarely do this, so I don't have a string muter, but I did have my girlfriend's hair scrunchie on hand. So it's tie a knot in this. So if you've never used one of these before or seen one of these before, you know, with it off there, it's fine. But if I pull it over the nut, just in front of the nut, it mutes out the unwanted strings. So then when I'm trying to do all this, it's a lot easier. So it's all pretty much, let me just check it. Yeah, all E minor, okay? So I'm kind of, if you want to look at it, shape 4, and then I'm using the edge of the pick. Let's try this camera here, hopefully you can see it. I'm on the 8th fret here on the 2nd string, and I'm going to the 12th fret on the 2nd string and using the edge and rapid firing it really fast. Alright? And then I'm going to the 10th fret, keeping still tapping on the 12th fret, and going to the 10th fret on the 2nd string after. And I was literally kind of getting that sound. And then I'm changing it up, going to the 7th fret on the 1st string, to the 10th fret on the 10th on the 1st string, and tapping on the 12th fret 1st string. It's actually quite hard to show it slowly. So maybe I'll show it with the finger, and then you can try it with the pick if you want. And then I'm literally taking it up. So I went to the 12th fret on the 1st string, tapping on the 15th, 17th, and then tapping 19th. Oh, sorry, went to the 15th and I'm tapping on the 17th. And then going to the 17th, tapping on the 19th. And then going to the 19th, tapping on the 22nd. And then I'm bending up while keeping the pick on the 22nd fret there. That kind of idea, all right? That took me a couple of takes to get it in the original, not gonna lie. It really did. It's something I don't do, so I just kind of sat there for a bit and then eventually it rolled. For that actually, I know I said I wasn't gonna talk about gear, but that wasn't a setup. I had this going. I had my old JHS Angry Charlie pedal, and I've always ummed and ahed about selling this, but it came in quite handy. So for that kind of martially gainy tone, I think the game is only about halfway. There's so much gain in this, but anyway, I said I wasn't going to talk about gear. But yeah, that was what I was basically doing. That's a bit better. There you go. So it's a bit tricky because you want to hit the string properly. It would be easier, you know, to do it with your finger, but I couldn't go as fast, you know, so there you go. All right, so it's a bit tricky at first. Go over it a few times. I had to, that's for sure. You know, you see a lot of people, well, I say a lot of people, you see people now and then do that. It's good if you're just doing it on the one string, like the high E string. Doing something like that. The mute does help. Like I say, I'm not a massive tapper. If I was, you know, I probably could work up to kind of tapping that quick eventually. No, if anything with practice, you kind of get it, but I wanted that kind of sound. And then it's trying to make sure you calm your nerves down, so then leaving your pick on the 22nd fret, so you get that high note going there. So that was my singing a guitar solo. Well, I stress the word singing, you know, but it was vocalizing the idea, and I think it's a really cool concept to try. So like I said, you can get the backing track from my Patreon page, and I really appreciate the support from everyone on Patreon, and if you decide to as well. And it'd be really cool if you take that backing track and do your own idea, you know, so, or take some of the ideas I've done and then run with it. You know, try singing a solo over it and then write that out on the guitar and then record it and then put it on Instagram and tag me in it. It'd be great to see. So yeah, it'd be a really good exercise, I think. Not only are you know, practicing new ideas on the guitar, it's getting that owl perception going, you know, working on your ear training, where you can hear a note, work it out, and then play it. So it's kind of a 2 or 3-fold thing going on there. So either way, let me know how you get on with it. Hopefully you enjoy some of these ideas, especially the, oh, I've got the, take that off. I like that one. Anyway, that was my singing a guitar solo. Let me know your thoughts. Like I said, if you haven't already, please subscribe and hit the bell and like the video and all that jazz. If you want to be even cooler, you can get a Mike Bradley t-shirt from my website. Link is also in the description box. The description box is just an encyclopedia of knowledge. Anyway, lots of love. I'll see you very, very soon. Mike Bradley signing out. Bye!